his schedules. Well, last time we left off, drama. The party found itself going through Arcadia, a probably one of the most hostile realms that you can be, being chased by an army of what appear to be the dead / spirits that were all about that onyx spear. Abyss stuff, not good. However, you ended up making your way back through to the mortal world. Victor had prepared a way for you. It seems like in Victor's preparations, he might have broken a few mage laws. And Victor got arrested. Also asked you not to just do something really stupid in response. It has now been 3 days, and your characters have learned a few things out of the 6-month absence that you've been. Firstly, Q got fired.
Damn.
Oh, I assume we all got fired, to be honest.
No.
I didn't.
I'm a little late, but I still got my Uber Eats delivery there, okay? Still got there.
They actually for Curly, they just assumed that they actually had no idea where you were, and you don't really have any like living relatives. So
I have living relatives, but not in the city.
No,
and they also assumed Curly was dead, or they would after 6 months of no contact.
Yeah. So you have had to use some of your honor abilities to get your death certificate reversed.
Okay, I would prefer. I wonder. Okay, Curly would probably ask Jan if she could send like voicemails back in time to be like, "Hey, I'm taking the 6-month leave of absence. Sorry about the suddenness. I'll be back though." Or like to her parents would be good. Just like weekly calls. Like, I don't know why you keep missing me. I'm just leaving these voicemails though. So weird how you never pick them up. And how I don't pick up your calls. But yeah, I'm alive. Hello.
I don't know if you can actually quite do that with time magic.
Okay.
Not
that's
under
what
our,
her instinct would be, but I don't know if that's possible.
our revised rules were that you can't go more than an hour back in time.
Damn.
To avoid breaking the system super hard.
To avoid just destroying our...
Well, that's rough.
I mean, it was fun in the other game,
Yeah, so
but...
Curly's had her death certificates reversed and a second time, actually. This keeps happening.
Why does this happen to me? I made a mistake. Curly also discovers that her organization, totally not a cult, for reforming vampires, has been mostly disbanded as 3 months. As 3 months in, it seems like a group of them were either recruited or had heard of the Akkad's way of things, and effectively there was a scuffle. More than a few vampires got eaten, and the place was kind of shut down as you were not there to keep it together.
That is not the most violent outcome that could have happened, to be honest.
There's still multiple deaths, but it isn't all deaths.
Okay. Considering what your first thought would be after your fledgling organization is left alone for 6 months, it's not that bad.
Minimal casualty rate, only 25%.
God.
Exactly. And some of them didn't join the Akkad, so, consider that. Really goes to show. Just a little bit of love.
I assumed that was the 25% that died. That didn't join.
Well, don't ruin this for me now.
I assume I still have my job at the den. I assume Victor.
Yep.
talk to them.
Well,
Like,
actually,
get
no.
what's
It's
going on.
probably like. Well, he did get Werebear allies, so he's probably like, he's alive. I'm doing a rescue mission.
Fair enough.
The FBI director has just assumed that he just has retroactively given you a 6-month leave,
Yeah.
if you call
That
it.
is that is doing another Netflix special.
Yeah. I'm on
There's
location.
another one, but there were some creative differences, so we just sort of didn't go anywhere. Whoops.
Waste
Oh,
of
no.
time, really.
No, it's all classified. It's classified, okay? You don't even have to tell your boss. That's how classified it is.
Yeah, that's how that works.
It's how it goes in the FBI.
I'm sure that is.
And let's see. So Jan has the mage community has she's gone back to the Mysterium, and she's currently undergoing effectively mental health evaluations, and she's trying to kind of piece her mind back together after the trauma.
Mm-hmm.
So she's currently out for at least a week.
All right.
During your time back, I guess the door, like a main story door to the clock tower, during the middle of the day, there's a knock. Doof, doof, doof. It sounds heavy, but not like angry. It just like whatever's doing it is probably big or strong.
All right.
It's not like give me the money, Lebowski kind of knocks. It's more just heavy.
All right.
I don't actually know if you guys actually have like cameras.
I mean, it's Safe House 2 or 3, or I don't know who else has put merits into it at this point, but it should be pretty good.
Did I put anything into it? No, not yet.
Okay.
You guys realize you haven't put cameras on this yet.
Yeah. This is
Dude just
probably
opens the door.
Oh, no, I put save place 1. I put 1 point in.
Okay. See,
Okay,
you do
so
have.
for Safe Place. I have Safe Place 1, maybe 2, 1.
I think Alexandra also put 1 in. Let me check.
Well, either way, I'll be the one going to the front door and opening it if that's okay.
I'm not.
I think
Mike,
you
Zach
opened
wouldn't
it
even be
without
there,
question.
so. Yeah, she put 1 in.
Hmm?
So we got 3 or 4?
All right, we got 3 at least. Yeah, okay. Whoever's
You
opening
know-
it.
Okay. Gord, you open it, and it is a very friendly robot, roughly
Oh.
the size of a car. Let me give you a picture of it so that.
Is it going to be a Securitron?
Is it the same one that?
No, it's a different one. So that is something to note. It is not the same one.
What's this one?
I'm just getting the picture of the happy robot. That door.
Okay, that's...
It's like a spider.
Yeah, it looks like one of those jumping spiders almost.
Yeah. It has 4 legs and 2 hands. You can see, well, like 2 3-fingered hands. It looks like someone can probably carry someone in its back.
I love these guys.
Yeah.
Well, that's the Ghost in the Shell thing. Yeah.
Yeah,
Tachigamas?
the based off of Tachicomas.
Tachikoma, yeah.
So,
All right. Does it look like anyone else is noticing this thing?
if people are, they aren't making much fuss out of it.
Okay.
does-
These are pretty commonplace in like a cyberpunk world.
Well, it turns as you actually as the were creatures are looking at it, you actually don't get any sense of smell off of it. It might have some kind of stealth or magic concealing it.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
It goes, "Hi there. My name is Tack, and I'm here to speak with the owners of this tower.
I close the door quickly and be like, "We have a spider wanting to talk to us."
Yeah, Curly grabs something light, maybe a little, I don't know, like a coin or something, and throws it at the portal that's closed against Zach in his coat.
So it hits the side of the jacket.
Yes, exactly. So
All
it
right.
just like bumps Zach. So we know something's up. That's easier than a phone call.
Okay.
Just chucking coins.
Oh.
God damn it.
Actually, wait, it's Curly. It's probably some keys she stole from a random passerby at some
He
point.
noticed. Keep going.
Uh,
I open the door back up.
Hi, my name's Tack. I'm looking for the owner of this tower.
Curly, you got
Yeah.
visitors again.
Okay, so
It's not a good secret hideout.
I mean, yeah, yeah. Okay, you see the sign that says no solicitors? Are you soliciting something?
It seems to process that. It says, I am arranging a meeting, not soliciting.
Okay. You're probably from the Marduk folks, correct?
Yes, I know Marduk.
All right. I was gonna say come on in, but
Oh, that's okay. I can sidle on, and its legs, like, kind of, like, it kind of compresses itself, and it, like, kind of awkwardly waddles in through the door. And then, the moment it's on the other side, its legs splay out again.
okay, you're a fancy little thing, aren't you?
It turns around, and it closes the door. Turns around to face you guys. My name, well, you know my name. I'm here on behalf of the Order of Uru. And I don't know how much you know.
Not a heck of a lot, to be honest. Considering we just went after some pretty bad stuff to just to meet you. Yeah, you're not super forthcoming. That's okay.
Our leader tends to not be. But since you did follow through on what you said, she is a lady of her promises.
We have found out she is a lady.
You would have
Curly
found
just
that
looks
out
like
soon
you
enough.
like, hey, you did it. It worked. Because we had not investigated or checked that.
Why is there a robot here? Oh wait, is this the Marduk thing? Zach finally gets out of the portal.
Hi, my name's Tack. It gives a wave with both arms.
Great.
It looks at you kind of wondering if it needs to keep on explaining something. Then it just goes, I'm here to lead you to one of the entrances to a meeting place. So that
can you tell me where that
with
is?
the leader.
Or do you have to actually lead us there? Because I left my jacket, and I need that. Zach's not wearing his jacket.
I would have to physically lead you out of the city.
Oh, so just tell me where to meet you on the border.
It thinks about it, and then it just says, it gives you GPS coordinates.
There we go.
And it says, I will be there in 2 hours. I can take 2 people in my back.
I want to ride. Q runs over in a house coat holding a bowl of cereal. I want to ride.
Ha-ha! I would be happy to help.
Damn it, Q, get a job.
Hey, I'm looking. Looking for a job is a job, he says as he starts getting into the into tech.
Put on something besides a house coat as well.
Best thing I've got. He closes the door.
And that's the last we ever see of you.
Yep.
I'm gonna
Make
stay here
a
for
new
the...
character. No.
You're not searching for anything. You're building character.
Okay.
So let's get out of the city.
Yeah.
Okay. It just starts making a journey. It's actually being only one person in there. It's actually pretty nice. It talks with you. It's happy to try to. It talks about like the city sports teams, the weather, the general political situation. If you try to talk about the Order of Uru or more about where it's from, it kind of just says, our leader will explain that.
I'm happy to talk about sports, although I say it was way more exciting back in the day when they used to kill the team that failed. But at least it means that like you get more continuation to the teams, so it's interesting.
It says, I had not thought of blood sport in some time.
In those 2 hours, can I make a wooden plaque for the front of the door saying secret hideout, sweet secret hideout?
Yes. Yes, you can.
I'm going to nail it on the front door as well. Soon I'm going to start getting a little welcome mat as well.
Welcome to the secret hideout.
Yes.
So, 2 hours pass. You get to the door. Or not to the door, but to the border. And it sort of says, I am currently under, through a mixture of abilities, I cannot be seen by electronic technologies. I can pass the border with no problem. I don't know. I can take 2 at a time over the border, or you can. I do not know your capacities.
Okay, so you take us one at a time, but you can't leave Q with Gord, or else Gord will eat Q, and also the sack of grain.
God damn it!
Zach will eat the sack of grain, so you need to.
It actually asks, please clarify. I can solve this problem. The attack does not seem to understand sarcasm or jokes.
A robot that doesn't get jokes.
Well, it doesn't get that joke. It legitimately thinks you're trying to give it a problem.
Okay. I think that's probably the easiest way to go, just 2 at a time.
No, just everyone, me and one person, and go through the jacket. Portals, people.
Oh, yeah.
Portals.
Okay, yeah. Q's not going to get out of there anytime soon, so just Q and Zach go through.
That's fine. Oh, yeah, because we
Okay,
get
that's
along.
what the butt.
3 days ago,
Like, what?
Zach punched Q square in the face.
Listen,
Comfortable little pair they're gonna be.
mm-hmm.
Q's easy to forgive.
That's true.
Zach
I don't think
isn't.
Zach has it. Gordon will just be talking to Q about trying to get a job, actually doing something instead of sitting around the apartment all day.
A bowl of cereal. The half-finished bowl of cereal. It's pretty soggy at this point.
Jesus.
Yes, it's been 2 hours.
He's a slow eater, okay? He takes his time.
Is Curly the only one who's nice to Q? My goodness.
Yeah, but Curly's nice to
Gord's really
everyone.
Nice to Q, and Q has a job.
Okay, jeez.
So anyway,
So anyway, it takes probably. The attack warns you that going through the jungle isn't as quickly as going through the city. So it's going to take roughly 45 minutes.
that's not bad.
That's not bad.
You also notice that attack actually is able to go through the forest quite quickly. It just thinks it's slow. It does show you, like, inside, it does show you, like, a little screen that you can see what's happening on the outside.
Keep on playing with the settings, changing it to like thermal and other things back and forth.
Oh, totally. He's like, it seems you have found the video settings. Did you know I can also show ultraviolet? Your eyes can't even see it. It it changes the screen to something you literally can't see. Your eyes can't process it.
This is more of that physics magic.
Yes, physics is magic, especially when magic affects physics. Does not explain further.
Magic is magic.
So, I am going to move you guys. You eventually
there
come
we go.
across a small clearing. There's a hatch. That seems to be like... The hatch itself actually has some growth on it. I couldn't find good, like a growth-covered hatch. But... Let's see, I assume Q's probably in human form. Gord.
No, he was a dragon that whole time. Very cramped.
Dragon in a bathrobe eating cereal.
Yep. It's a big bathrobe.
I think we could get Leone to actually make that.
Yeah. And a dog bathrobe.
And so I know Gord and Curly aren't currently here, but it says, and we're here. Don't worry, this hatch will stay on this side of the hatch so that when it opens explosively to let our members out, it doesn't crush us.
Good to know.
Good call. Yeah.
I would
was-
suggest that you stay in the greener areas, because the areas without vegetation are usually the ones that have taken damage.
Zach opens his jacket and lets Curly and Gord out.
Hooray.
Thank you, Zach. You should see the new plaque I made.
I'm sure it's lovely.
I'm sure Curly will appreciate it.
Yeah, I really love it. It's a good joke. You really, yeah. Make my house feel like a home, Gord. You're really doing it.
I could start making you some rocking chairs as well if you want.
Okay,
Put them out
that I
on the
would love.
porch. Put them out on the
Rocking
porch.
chairs are great, okay? Don't even try to knock rocking chairs.
I'm not even joking. I'll make you
Yeah?
some rocking chairs.
So Tack says, well, I'm gonna stick around because that's my job was to get you here and then return you after. It seems a bit, rude not to do that. But I'm gonna let the people know that the guests are here. It moves slightly over to give you guys a little bit of room, and then it seems to be waving its hands, and you assume that it's probably just talking, but it's not vocalizing it. Its hands are animated like it's talking to someone, but it's not. It didn't turn on its external features or speakers. Okay, the hatch opens up, and out of it comes
Oh, it's one of the big
in
ones.
quick successions the three big mechs you saw before, but in a way of trying to be a bit more friendly. When the hatch opens, and closes, they go onto the other side to give you some room and space.
So remind me to ask Leone to attach a rail gun to my chainsword. We might as well be using that that shooting bonus for something. None of us have guns here.
I mean,
What? Two of us have
Yeah,
guns.
two of us do.
Yes. Oh well. I don't pay attention to you guys using your
And you need
guns.
one in firearms anyway.
I do have one.
Oh, you
in
do? Oh,
firearms.
well, use a gun
And you're
more.
not.
Would use like a forest gun, like a crossbow. Not the
Yeah, fuck it.
Or a rail gun attached to a chainsword. I'm sure Leona would have a lot of fun with that.
Mm-hmm.
So
Does
this
Curly have a
one,
new hand by now? Like a robo hand?
you probably have a robo hand, and 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 slowly what makes the robo hand a bit difficult is that your natural hand is very slowly regenerating.
Oh no.
So it's kind of a constant process.
Okay.
It itches hardcore.
Is that growing back okay, or is that growing back abyss and scary?
You don't quite know yet. It's just growing back right now.
Okay. That's okay. Everything is okay.
Everything's fine.
The middle one steps a bit forward. It seemed to be the leader of the bunch before. And over the speakers, it says, identification, name is Marduk. You are group of individuals that aided us. Congratulations and thank you on mission. It doesn't... you don't think Marduk does small talk.
Welcome!
I'm glad you're standing over there, because craning my neck up will be just a real killer. You know?
Hey, Marduk, how are you now?
It says, systems optimal.
Good to know.
And Tack just says, and Tack just says, they're here for the protection of our leader. Remember, show her some real respect. And just know that if you do any kind of hostility towards her, the three over there will likely show you that that's a bad idea. Not that this is supposed to be some kind of... We don't want fighting, but we know that sometimes, things don't happen the way we like.
Mm-hmm.
Out of a much smaller hatch that's actually by one of the trees, like a brown skinned, very young adult woman steps out. She's in current fashionable wear. Like, it's something that you'd see young 20-somethings wearing in the city. And she steps out. She has a fair amount of jewelry. And she gives a slight bow of her head. And she says, "My name is Siduri. I am the leader of this Order of Uru. I do apologize for not meeting you sooner, but you must understand I am cautious when meeting for the first time with other magical groups."
World's a scary place, I get it.
I guess, what kind of magical senses do you try to have to try to figure out what Siduri is, or what's up her sleeve?
Mage
Are you just
sight.
gonna give her a call and be like, "Hey, girl, what are you?" Mage sight. Which mage sight are you?
Fate, space, and mind.
Mind. With mind, you don't actually get to see many details. She seems to have some kind of mental shield.
Oh, it's not mind reading. But
yeah, but your mage sight would just show you the presence of it.
Mm-hmm.
It isn't penetrating. It's kind of just like knowing that there's a wall around a city. You can see it without testing it. You also notice that the mind seems to be old. That's the sense your mage sight is giving off. Space, she has some kind of pockets that are bigger on the inside than they should be. Like pockets in bags and her clothing that are expanded spaces. And for Fate, she has some strong some strong line that then goes off and into the air and goes somewhere you can't see. You get the symbols of, I guess, roll intelligence and occult
Hmm.
to try to see if you understand some of the symbols around it.
Oh, fucking Christ. Nothing.
Nothing.
Should really
some
buff that
kind
at some
of
point.
symbols, but you don't get the significance of them. They aren't modern symbols. So your old crow just looking at her. Her hands seem to be like she washed them, but they definitely have the stains and scent of like oils and lubricants and other like machining. You can tell that they're also a little bit rough. Like she has calluses. When you look at her eyes, while she has a young face and body, her eyes are more, I guess, they show a bit of they show experience. And she dresses rather well. And she also has 3 very protective giant mechs kind of hovering over her shoulder.
I did notice that, actually.
I need to roll better perception rolls if I completely missed them.
I didn't actually see a roll for Gord or Changeling. What are you guys going to try to figure out about her?
I'm just gonna let her secret stay with her. I have no reason to delve.
Well, I was actually wondering, I guess as a were creature, we can't really tell if they're if they are a were creature.
Well, you'd be able. One thing, you don't sense the worm from her.
Okay.
And she doesn't smell like a spirit, or another were creature.
So that's probably as far as I would be able to tell, anyways.
Yeah, she doesn't seem to be some kind of were creature. She does look around, and she sort of she whispers something, and though there's a bit of a vibration in the air, and then it dissipates, and she says, "Good, we are not being watched." So, she turns to you. As I said, I am Siduri, master of the Order of Uru. Do you know much about Uru?
Why don't you tell us?
Well, could we? What would that be? Intelligence?
That would be a intelligence and academics.
Okay.
Yeah. No.
I'm bad academics.
Are you saying we're not a smart group?
We're not a smart group.
We could be.
I don't feel like
could be.
I don't feel like doing it.
Okay, so she just kind of sees the general not responding, and she just goes, Uru was an ancient city in Babylon. I'm telling you this because I've done. You knew that. You watched a Netflix documentary.
God damn it! Everything's Netflix.
No, sorry. You watched an Amazon Neo Prime.
It's a Disney Plus documentary. They really brought, really.
History Channel has its own streaming service finally, and there might be one episode that's not about hoarders or.
Well, actually, no. It was talking about how aliens built Uru.
Okay.
You're pretty sure the episode was wrong, but Uru was a Babylonian city. You're pretty sure they got that correct. As she goes, my order is an order that hunts ancient and brutal gods that once set the world at war between them.
So what's your issue with the Camarilla?
So I believe that one of these gods is in the gap, hidden from my sight.
Is it the big spear? Is the big spear a god?
Is it Marcus?
Well, I was searching for the onyx spear, as it is a artifact that I believe is influenced by one of these gods. And I finally tracked it down to Silas Redhand, and then he proceeded to use it. And it disappeared. And now...
I tried to catch it, but it didn't. It fell through my hand. It was very weird. Some real spooky magic shit going on there. I don't know if
she nods,
you know.
And she just goes, these types of things are very difficult to deal with.
Is it like under the earth? Was it fading down? But it was...
Well, my sources tell me that it has resurfaced in Arcadia.
Yeah, no idea how it got there. No idea.
I mean, there's definitely some magic from it.
That's
there.
abyss.
That's so cute. You mentioned, like she said, you're really well informed. She said, yes, I make it a point to be well informed enough to be able to then send my children. She nods back to the mechs. I want to know everything about a mission before I risk them.
Aw, that's real cute. And Curly's not being like mean or disingenuous with that.
Yeah, that's her honest reaction.
Yeah, they're absolutely adorable.
I'm sure they cost
and
a lot of money.
And she looks at Gordon and she says, they absolutely are.
In this context, yes. In any other context, no. But yes, in this context.
But my understanding is that the influence of this hidden ancient god was mostly among the vampires, but it's also been amongst other supernatural groups in the gap as well. The Black Spiral Dancers, the Seers of the Throne. There's even a keeper that has been influenced, we believe. It is very hard to determine exactly where it is. I've developed sensors that are sensitive to the abyss. And that is how I tracked
Full
the
disclosure, the keeper getting abyssed up wasn't the spear exact. I mean, it was a person who got hit by the spear and was stuck in time, and we brought her into the hedge, and then we cut off the part that was all...
It was her fault here, and Zach points at Curly. She fucked up without knowing what she was doing.
I mean, yeah, I'm taking responsibility. You don't need to be mean.
No, I'm still pissed at you. I'm pissed at both of you, actually.
Okay, well... Anyways, I took all of the abyss into myself because I'm a team player, unlike some people. And Gord chopped off my arm, and he let a lot of blood fall.
No blood fell, or no blood should have fallen. It was supposed to cauterize immediately, but I guess not.
Yeah, well, I guess Leone put the chainsword on wrong, and yeah, anyways, it's everyone's fault.
Actually, whose fault it really is the lady we were talking to right across from here. She sent us there.
Yeah, but Gord, that's bad diplomacy.
Sindri's just letting you guys talk with a straight face.
Why did we even go there? We don't even know why we went. We just went there so we could set up this meeting.
And that was my
What
fault.
are we even getting out of this meeting?
Well, that's why we're here, Gord. To discuss.
I just wanted to talk to whoever was killing vampires to make sure it's not indiscriminate, but
Listen,
I don't know what you're doing here.
What will you do if you get the spear?
You ask her, and she says,
I cut through everyone babbling.
"Yeah,
Yeah, that's good."
and she goes, "I would try to destroy it. It is an artifact from gods that should not still exist."
Well, okay, here's something that might be good news. when we last saw it, by which I mean when we saw it 40 years ago, because time was broken, it was
4
in
years and
pieces.
6
So
months.
yeah. So it can be taken apart if that helps.
Well, why don't we just ask Q? Didn't he have something involved in making it?
I don't think that's good for Q.
I don't really remember the whole process. Changelings don't always remember exactly everything from before. I was instrumental in it, though. Maybe over time I'll remember more, but I just don't remember all of it.
Now, when you say Q was actually involved, the mechs like take a step forward, and Sindri like stretches out her hand as like no, stand down, and she goes, "I am going to have to ask you to clarify your statement."
Made that spear.
As in thousands of years ago?
It wasn't really thousands of years ago,
Well, hundreds.
but hundreds.
Okay. She nods. She thinks about that. And she goes, and did you reincarnate to get here, or how are you still alive?
Oh, I didn't reincarnate, but I was lost in the hedge, in Arcadia, really, for quite some time.
She nods. Changeling. Yes. I have to remember. They live one life, but it can be very long.
My brother might be the incarnation of that spear now.
Ooh,
That's new.
interesting.
She thinks about it, and she says, well, that is interesting information. She looks at you guys, and she says, let me explain some history that you might not know. Back in quite ancient times, back at the beginning of human civilization, there were ancient and brutal gods. They split the world between them. And they fed off of faith. The faith that early humans gave them. But they were jealous, and they could not get along. And they warred each other, feeding off of faith and granting terrible, bloody-handed miracles. One of them was here, in the gap, in this valley. That is what my research has led me to believe. I am old. I've been fighting these things for a very long time. And they are very difficult to finally destroy. And they are also very good at hiding and corrupting those around them. This onyx spear that you say you've had some hand in the creation of is one of the most insidious forms of artifacts I've seen about this. But the spear, it is not the god itself. It is a vessel for the god. By destroying the spear, we destroy one of the ways it has to influence the world and one of its sources of faith. Once it loses all faith, it fades into non-existence. That is the way to kill a god.
Hey, quick question.
Mm-hmm.
Were you here when the event happened a few years ago?
She looks at Zach, and I guess you can roll a wits plus empathy if you want to figure out, like, when I say the answer, like, if there's any further meaning behind it. Yep, it's sense motive. And she looks you in the eye, and she goes, that event is what led me to believe that there was a hidden god here.
Oh, thank God. I thought I'd been wasting my time for the past 6 months or so. All of this has to do with the gap. Good. Whew. My boss was going to be pissed. And Zach takes out a cigarette. He's just, like, visibly relieved that he has not been wasting his time.
Cord pets, Zach. Hey, Zach, can I bum one?
Yeah, sure.
You guys are just smoking in the jungle.
Yeah.
As she just goes, that the event is what brought me to this place.
That's why I'm here.
Yeah, that's why a lot of people are here.
And
Turns out the person I thought disappeared was actually not disappeared at all, just sort of chilling. But yeah.
Well, now you're here helping me. So.
Yep. Couldn't find anything better to do.
Yep. Well, that's why we're all here, it seems.
Gord, you are not here for that reason. You just sort of bumbled into the gap for the head.
Couldn't find anything better to do.
Oh, okay,
Don't talk him out of this. We need him.
By the way, I need to talk to you about my retainer fee.
Oh, crap.
Your retainer fee is that sun sword, okay? You couldn't have got that without us.
I mean, that's helping you guys. We'll discuss.
Yeah, but you
this
get to
another
keep
time.
it afterwards.
Sindri just sort of, she just goes, the event in the gap is also what brought me to my current incarnation. She kind of has her palms up, kind of shrugging.
Okay, so you reincarnate, is that?
Yes.
Now, is this a good reincarnate where you just sort of, or is this one of those bad reincarnates where there's some, like you just stole someone else's body? Is that'd be fucked up.
She nods and she goes, I don't think you know what I am, and this might lead to some confusion.
That is correct. I have no fucking idea.
She goes, she points to Q and says, she is a changeling. Points towards Curly. You're a werecrow because that's you aren't very subtle when you become a swarm of crows.
No, I'm not, but jeez.
And then she turns to Gordon. She goes, and you're very much not subtle when you turn into a 16-foot tall bear.
Dang, I was hoping that I was.
She shrugs, and then
he can be very sneaky, actually.
And then she looks at Zach and goes, and I should have suspected you were a mage from your Netflix special.
Hey, I'm just a really good detective. Don't tell anyone otherwise.
The portal in your cloak suggests otherwise.
Don't worry about it.
He has no idea what that is.
That came with the jacket.
He got that coat at Goodwill, and it was just left there.
You say that, and Sindri just has an arched eyebrow, just looking at you. Really?
I'm just an honest FBI agent.
I'm sorry, Zach. I really tried to hold up your cover story, but I think she's seen through it.
She just says, I am the closest word for you would be mummy?
Huh.
Oh.
Are you sure that's what mummy means? I don't see any toilet paper.
She looks at you and she's trying to figure out if you're just ignorant or an asshole.
A little bit of both.
A little bit.
You look a lot better hydrated than most mummies I see.
Yeah.
She nods and she goes, your general conception of mummies, most mummies that you will see in museums are not magical mummies. They are gone through the regular process. Mummies like myself are individuals that have been given missions from our gods and the ability to when we die, to go backwards through the land of the dead, back to the land of the living, to fulfill our purpose.
Guys, I think I saw a movie on Netflix where the mummy comes back and wants to spread the 7 plagues of Egypt across the land. Are we sure we can trust this mummy?
She says, I'm not even Egyptian. I'm Babylonian.
Yeah.
He knew
Still
that.
doesn't mean you can't spread the 7 plagues of Egypt.
She's not a mage. She can't do that, probably?
I don't think baby lions have any reason to spread the plagues.
Listen, we're
Also,
having an off day here. Can you just bear with us?
About half of our team's brains are currently taking a day to make us some equipment.
A
So
lot of pie.
I meta-wise, I do believe that is the maximum intelligence we have here 1?
Curly has 2.
Curly has 2.
Yeah, I'm at 1.
I have 1.
I'm actually intelligence 3, but I have no academia.
Okay.
Yeah, no academics, 1 computer, no crafts, no investigation, no science, 1
Just
politics.
because I know Zach and Curly are currently like Zach and Gord are like 1 intelligence.
Leonie
Yeah,
has
it's
3 if she was here.
Yeah.
Yeah, so she's half her intelligence. You were saying that over half the intelligence is missing.
Yep. He's statistically correct.
Which is the best kind of correct.
And she just goes through processes that I will not explain the minutia of. After my physical body dies, it regrows. Eventually, where it's needed for me
Okay,
to
so
fulfill
you
my
didn't-
purpose.
You didn't steal that body from someone else. That's good. Okay. Just
No.
check. Just check.
I'm not some kind of body snatcher. I have used my long life and understanding of electronics and magic to create, she points towards Tack and the 3 mechs, some assistance.
Do you have a plan for fighting the spear?
I have sensors, but since it's now in the hedge, or in the realms of Arcadia, I'm going to have to invent a new kind of hedge mech to be able to go in.
A hedge mech. Okay.
I could probably help you with that, actually.
Do we really want to go back into the hedge?
Not really.
I thought so.
We need to, if that's the cause of the gap.
Unless you
I
have
mean-
a way of drawing the spear out of the hedge.
Again,
I mean,
we just sort of.
Do we really need
Infected
to
the
worry about
hedge.
that spear? Remember?
The spear, if I had the spear, I would be able to find where the hidden god is.
Okay.
If I can find where the hidden god is, I can destroy its center of worship, its place of power, and help remove its influence from the world. That
And
is the
this-
missions my gods have given me.
And how do we know your gods are the good gods and not?
I mean, this thing's covered in abyss. I think, regardless of who she's working with, this thing isn't good.
It's not hiding, it's stalking. Be
Oh.
careful.
Oh, that's terrifying.
She looks at Q, and she goes, "Ah, do you know its name?"
Do I remember its name yet?
You know what? I would say you do. This has been enough trauma to jolt that particular nugget out.
He looks uncomfortable enough that he doesn't want to say it.
She nods.
$10 says it's something. It's not very cuddly.
Or what if it's one of those words that in its own language is something else, but in our language it's like a swear word?
It's the dark god. Fuck. Ah, fuck! Help me!
It's probably called like Black Death or
I'm. Oh no! I'm going too fast.
It'd be so hard to wipe out the dark god of fuck.
We like the fuck. So, she goes, I am willing to help you as long as you are willing to help me. I want to get the spear so that I can use it to find the source of the hidden god. So I could destroy it. Once I've used it for my purpose, I will try to destroy the spear. If you have a better idea, I'm willing to give the spear up.
I mean, that seems reasonable.
I mean, I've always wanted to fight a god since like 2 minutes ago when she started mentioning fighting gods. So I'm down to
Wasn't
fight.
your dream to fight the Death Bear? Wasn't that your whole thing?
Yes, but I don't think I've told anyone to...
Okay, never mind. Curly didn't say that.
But...
That wasn't canon.
Fuck you, this isn't canon!
She goes, I wish for its destruction. I have actually, and to let you know, about 2,000 years ago, 2,100-ish, I did succeed in destroying one of those ancient and brutal gods.
Oh. Well, congratulations.
In the Middle East. It was hiding as a cult in Rome, and I helped with the help of several other organizations. We stamped out its worship, and it slowly died. And so this is not the first time I've tried to kill a god. This is, however, the most powerful and hidden god I've tried.
Which god was it that you killed?
I'm not going to say its name, so that its knowledge does not go out.
Was it Mithras?
Are you just gonna start
It's
saying
not-
gods? Why are you trying to do this?
She looks at Gordon. She says, "If you know it, then it's not fully dead, is it?" I wiped its
was it-
true name from existence.
Was it Ares?
You know, she's like staring. Her eyes are boring through you, Gordon. She just goes, "You know what? Sure." Yes, I killed Ares, just like Wonder Woman in the. Just like Wonder Woman.
I tap Zach on the shoulder. Fucking do it.
Zach just shakes his head. Well, if you have any trace of this dark god, I could easily help you find. Well, I'm assuming it would be pretty easy to find it. But that would be up to
It's in
you.
your head, it won't be.
Well, that's the spear. But if she only needs the spear to find the source, maybe we don't need the spear. Depends
I
on-
have used lesser divination magics. It is very well cloaked. The only people who might know, well, the person who I believe would actually know where it is currently disappeared, presumed dead. They were a seer of the throne who disappeared in the flash, in the event.
Ah, well, that's disappointing. But
She
also good
nods.
because it was, well, mixed feelings. We need that person, but also good they're dead.
It was the leader of the cell in the city.
Hmm.
I was tracking them, and they had the remarkable bad luck of being at what I presume was near ground zero in the gap when it all happened. And when I search at ground zero, I could not find any trace. I believe that this hidden god has created a pocket realm somewhere in the gap.
Huh.
Ian, how badly affected is the hedge from our shenanigans? It's been a couple of days, right?
It's been a couple days. So, hedge-wise, like the hedge of the city of Taxcal is actually not that badly damaged because you guys took several portals to where you effectively you took shortcuts. There was a city in in a bit of the farther reach of the hedge that's completely destroyed or corrupted. That was the one with the professor mayor that was like, "You best get out of here!" Oh God, bro.
At least we didn't screw up the entirety of the hedge in the region, though. That's good.
No.
Is there any real world effects from or not?
You don't know how much of it is. There has been an uptick in violence and tension between the Now and SAF governments, but you don't know if the hedge is affecting that, or you don't know if there's a true correlation between. However, the Changeling community has been on extremely high alert for unauthorized hedge openings for the fear of an undead horde bursting through.
That would be pretty horrible.
And the adamantine arrow is currently working with the changelings to track down any unauthorized hedge opening in the city, to make sure that whatever that abyss thing does not come out.
It'll try to make an exit sometime. We could try to go into the hedge and try to hunt it down, or we could wait for it to try to leave the hedge.
There's also disturbing reports from Arcadia that several keeper titles have fallen to the Onyx Spear.
Oh shit.
Oh shit.
That ain't good.
That you don't know if the spear has taken it or the spear's just corrupted the title and the keeper that held the title.
Oh, that's mega bad.
Okay, so just quick thought. Can we, Q, you know the freehold here, can you gather up all the ones that their keeper was affected, make sure we're keeping them safe, do something? Is there a way we can help, or are they just all gonna keep running?
Honestly, they might even be safer with their keeper being corrupted.
Yeah?
A keeper is something that's always to haunt you. We're always in danger.
But I don't know if the abyss is making worse on them, because there's new things to look out for.
Let them know regardless. I am keeping them in the know. I'm actually kind of in trouble, guys. Let's not fuck up the hedge again.
Okay. Deal.
So, no going back to the hedge?
No, we're definitely going back, but this time we'll definitely leave it better than when we came in. That's probably easy, right?
We'll poop in baggies and everything.
We shouldn't go immediately, but Leonie and I are working on something not strictly legal by Mage terms, and may have gotten Victor jailed. But it might help with the abyss, so...
Okay, is this a dang mage bureaucracy sort of not strictly legal?
I'm
or
not
is
sure
this,
yet.
Okay, that's good.
I'm not sure if it's actually dangerous to do.
We don't have a great way to get around the hedge. I was wondering if we could get some sort of, maybe a fetish, like a hedge spirit, a time spirit, a fate spirit, something that helps us jump around the hedge.
Can we make a fetish out of a hedge ghost?
I don't believe. Maybe. I don't know. If I have a spirit of hedge ghosts, maybe.
It's like crossing the streams right there. We might be able to pull it off.
So do we need to jump into the hedge and fight a ghost?
Okay, I'm working on something, okay? And I'll be able to, order spirits over here by name or by type.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
That's handy.
I need to do more research on it, and I'll probably need a little brain boost from you to help. But yes, that's what I'm working on right now. So if we can find a... Hey, Q, how bad would a cold iron spirit be for you and your continued existence?
You just see him visibly recoil.
Okay, that answers that.
And you actually, so you're having this discussion with Sindri like right there.
Yep.
And she just goes, I do believe that's one of the most horrific things I've heard against the hedge.
Yeah, I know. That's why I'm like, I just want to say it's an option, but this is a trigger I'm only going to let Q pull.
Looks like he's getting ready to vomit.
Yeah, and that's why. See?
So you're saying you can put a cold iron spirit into my gun?
I'm saying... I mean...
Your gun already shoots cancer bullets.
Yeah, we can trade it out, right? That sounds better.
Yeah, real easy. As a side note, if you need a spirit for your what's it called, black magic, and you don't want to wait to bottle one, you could just smash the gun.
Oh, okay.
Just, FYI. Not
Just
that
crack
Curly
it open,
understands.
and then the spirit floods out and we have to fight it again?
I don't know what you're doing, but it should probably still be weak, maybe? Or you might be able to just do your thing directly on the fetish, because that is a chained spirit, a bottled spirit, effectively.
Okay.
Record, I think a cold iron spirit would be more scary to a changeling than a sun spirit is to a vampire.
Wow.
Yes,
I could be
actually.
wrong, but I think that's actually true.
Damn.
Yeah.
So when you're saying meta-wise, when you're saying cold iron, you mean literally iron that is cold?
I don't know. Iron that is made by hand. Hand, like smith, hand beaten. So if you stabbed a changeling with in like a sword, you crafted in your own smithery.
Mm-hmm.
And a cold iron, not steel. That would do mucho damage.
Does that apply
And
to
it's
all
also immune to pretty much all hedge magic.
I would go
Hedge
right
magic.
through any defense I made.
Does that apply to all Fae or just changelings?
All Fae.
Ooh, we need some of that.
If you do like a mass-produced iron, it's not the same effect.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's something that we have to make ourselves.
So if you had like some spirit of the forge, like pure pig iron, cold iron, then that would be terrifying. Absolutely terrifying.
Like, we could make it into a gun, we could make it into a bomb, we could just literally make it into like a cup and then throw the cup on the ground and run away, and the spirit would fly loose and destroy everything.
That sounds not like a great plan. Why would we do that?
Huh? I don't know. We're going to war on the hedge, right?
No, that's not what we're doing.
That's a quick way for everything to go wrong.
That's how you fight a keeper, right? You just throw cold iron at it till it's not a keeper anymore because there's nothing left.
We throw cups on the ground.
Yes.
Listen, the best you're going to do is make a keeper go away.
That's good. That sounds good. Is that good?
Yes, that is good. That is good.
Okay.
They're weaker when they leave their realm, and then if you kill them, they'll just kind of go back to their realm usually.
Okay, but if we kill them, will they become uncorrupted?
I have no idea. I don't know the Abyss.
You and me both. Which is not a...
Okay, question. Does your facility, is it literally just a hatch down there that you can sit in, or is there like a ladder to like a nice living room?
You have coffee.
She goes, you must understand this is the first time I've met you. I'm not going to invite you into my secret lab.
Okay, well, we're inviting you into our secret lab if you want to just step through this strange man's jacket. This strange older man's
Is
jacket.
it really a secret?
And here
I mean, it has a sign and everything.
Sure.
And I was gonna make you a sign for your secret lair. Need to start. I'm gonna start a chain of throw rugs. Hopefully, when we open it up, we'll have one for the front door and one for when we get out of Zach's jacket.
Can you get a plaque that says "Secret Mage Portal"? Don't look if you're a sleeper.
Yes, but I'm gonna make that one in big neon signs. Okay.
All right, sure.
Okay.
Okay, what do we have to... You have given us some good information. I think we gave you something. Where would we go from here?
She nods and she says, well, as long as you understand that I'm old, I've killed a god before, I'm trying to kill the god that's in here, and if you help me, we can do that.
So what do you need from us?
To brag.
What would you like from us?
I would like you... My children are made of mostly magic and terrifying technology that does not lend itself to going through places like the hedge. And cold iron would not be able... does not have the strength to survive as a mech form.
What if we put cold iron spirits into your mechs?
Oh god, no, I'm not offering that.
Sorry, she isn't laughing. I'm just imagining, like, okay, so we decided these, like, mechs and railguns weren't deadly enough. So we decided to put cold iron spirits in them. And
like
then
30
unleash them.
seconds ago, 30 seconds ago, like, Curly's like, I'm only going to allow Q to make this decision because it's so horrifying if used incorrectly. And then Zach's like, hey, random stranger, you want to buy cold iron spirit?
She wanted the same thing as Victor. More like Victor.
Here's the problem. This hedge is psychoactive. Psycho-reactive. If you walk in there meaning war, you're actually going to get a fucking war.
The hedge itself will try to...
Yeah, but what can the hedge do against cold iron mechs?
Be surprised.
I mean, I'd honestly like to see that. That sounds amazing.
Yeah, I want to see the head fighting cold iron mechs.
Now, this is exactly what I was concerned about when I said I could do this. Just if we're keeping track.
So we need to go in stealthy? I don't know.
She just says, if you can help me get that spear, I can help you find the source. So
wouldn't we be helping you again find the source because you want to kill the god?
I assume that you also want to stop your city from becoming a mass graveyard.
Yes.
Then help me find that spear.
Okay.
Okay, but what timeline are we looking at for the mass graveyard?
Time in the hedge is kind of weird, so...
Yeah, but... We're talking more around time.
She says, I believe that the spirit's influence is likely... It draws power off of war and bloodshed. And so I do believe that it's trying to influence the Saf and the Now into a border skirmish.
Is the spear in Arcadia or the hedge?
I only heard through speaking with changelings and intercepting communications from other organizations that they believe it is in the fairy realms. I do not know where. That is why I need your help. I'm good in the realms of the dead, this physical realm, not so good in the spirit world or the changeling worlds.
I think we'll have to scout into the hedge then.
Or find someone who might know. I'm willing to give you help. I'm willing to give you resources if you help me fulfill my mission.
So wait, what do we believe happened to the spear? was at the Camarilla facility. It
Mhm.
went all fall through the floor, ghosty, powerful.
And it seemed to have resurged when after your excursion to base 118.
How do we know those effects aren't just because we brought some abyss there and not? How do we know it's the spear?
She shrugs. I cannot detect the spear right now, but that could mean that it's hiding, or it's being hidden, or
I'm
it switched to
happy.
a realm that I cannot find.
Okay.
So please,
Also, what about the herald that was attacking Jen?
Jan,
Because the herald was the one that took the spear, wanted to get the spear to Marcus.
I mean, that was 40 years in the past. I think it got it to Marcus, or the Camarilla got it from
It
him.
got it to the Camarillo, but
I guess, yeah.
you don't actually know what happened in the 40 years to the spear between when the herald got the spear and
Just
when
the
Silas
spearhead, right?
Redhand, yeah. The herald got the spearhead, and Marcus, and 40 years later, Silas Redhand has the full spear in his possession.
Hmm.
There's a lot of mystery here.
Hey, I got a solution. Hey, Q. Where does it depend on where you open a door to the hedge as to where you come out in the hedge?
Yes.
Okay. So think real hard about what you want to do, and also, and Zach touches him. Q will now see a glimpse of all the potential roads her destiny may follow to her desired destination, being the closest door to the spear.
Ooh.
He will receive a clear omen that suggests a course of action that will lead her closer to her goal. This seldom guarantees immediate success, especially if the task is complicated, but can provide an important breakthrough, which we need right now.
Record 2 is kind of androgynous, but it's a dude. But yeah.
Oh, I was also reading the text. It
That's
switches
fair.
between male and female, but yeah, sorry.
Yeah. Wow, so Q is suddenly stunned as this is sprung upon him. You start seeing the different streams of fate, and so usually the way the hedge works is most entryways from the mortal realm to the hedge are fairly shallow into the hedge. Most of them, anyway. I don't know how deep this spear is, but you can sometimes get a little farther, especially with already like set doors. Ian, do I see any
So
obvious trails?
you see flashes, glimpses, doors that you can use, and you get a flash of a door that is in what appears to be a military base. It's the door to the general's office.
Shit. Oh
Uh,
shit! That might. Oh no!
It looks like it's a door to. Let's see. Did I actually name this general?
Could be very bad, guys. That
Uh,
might mean that he's frequently using that door to enter the hedge.
Oh, that's not good.
That's not good at all.
Sorry, do we know this general?
If you give me a moment, I am. The guy's name is the general's name is General Gale for Fonseca. So General Fonseca.
Q closes his eyes for a bit, concentrates, gets over the initial confusion and disorientation, and then kind of says, "General Forsetta. I think we need to go to his place. Does anyone know who he is?"
General Falsetta?
Yeah.
No.
As you say that out loud, has closest door to to hedge to spear. Sindri, wait, is it Sindri or
Curly knows who that is. That's politics.
Sinduri, Babylon. Damn, I don't spell Babylonian all that often, so sometimes I forget exactly how to do it. Babylonian mummy that likes to kill bad gods. Just so we have a bit of that. Sinduri goes, I do believe General Fonseca is actually part of the Valkyrie Protocol. He is a general that is specifically helps run the section of the military that tries to combat supernatural folks.
Oh, well, shit.
I'm sure I can pull some strings.
Okay,
And he
you don't
flashes-
even go to like the.
When Curly starts to speak again, Zach just flashes his badge at him. FBI.
Okay, Curly's like, you don't even go to the FBI luncheons. I go to all the police luncheons. I know all the people. You don't know shit about the politics.
You'd be surprised.
Uh-huh.
People owe me favors.
Yeah.
So Frosty, that 2 successes.
Mm-hmm.
Gale Fonseca is a general more on the young side. He's involved in several secret projects that they don't disclose. Most people think they're just like facilities in the gap, or it's kind of more off the books kinds of things. With the knowledge from Sinduri, it seems like his off the book stuff might be keeping the supernatural world under wraps and occasionally destroying supernaturals, that like making sure supernaturals aren't influencing the military too much.
Mm-hmm.
And you know that he has his family lives here, and you suspect he might have a connection to changelings now, I guess.
Yeah, okay. That's...
But in a bad way. I mean, he's fighting supernaturals in general, which is it's weird when the military does that.
Can be rough, depending on the supernatural. Yeah, okay.
You should be very cautious with this guy.
No, I was thinking we would just assume that our no camera and no sleeper vision would just work. We just like walk through.
It's not no sleeper vision. I'm the one who can make it so no one can see us.
Yeah,
that
that's
just
what I mean.
clarifies. Oh,
I
okay.
feel like these guys have some tech to catch us.
We can check it. We can scope it out. You can be a bird, right?
I mean,
I can see through your eyes, right?
meta-wise, Ian, meta-wise, is it known by the supernatural community that the right amount of tech makes people immune to both the tech things and the sleeper things?
Well, it's known that there's occasionally, it seems like people with who are heavily augmented with cybernetics don't tend to provoke sleepwalker or sleeper reactions to magic.
Mm-hmm.
Nor do they seem to fall into lunacy.
Okay.
So there's something about if it's advanced enough tech that is in a person, they seem to be able to interact with the supernatural world without it being like mind melting for them.
Okay, and that's known to us?
That there's general rumors, and that's the general understanding, which is why, like,
We met that katana guy, remember? And he wasn't
Yeah.
special, he was
Yeah.
just an arete. Well, effectively arete.
Mm-hmm.
And
You're saying Naruto wrong.
God damn it. He didn't believe it, Frosty.
Wait, which version of Naruto are we talking
God,
about?
no, let's not do this. Please.
I don't know enough to answer that question. I'm sorry.
It's good.
No, I was making like 2027 remake.
Ah, fuck.
version.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
I
okay,
thought you
yeah.
were serious because that is also a confusing question. I don't want to talk about it.
Oh, I don't know enough about Naruto to...
Me neither, and I don't want to talk about it.
The live-action remake where all the superpowers
Ugh.
were really, really slow and also it was whitewashed, probably not my favorite.
Let's imagine we're actually having this conversation right now.
I don't think anyone heard you.
Yeah,
though,
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I did not hear a single thing.
I said I'd like to imagine we're actually having this conversation.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
of course.
100%, we don't have Leona here to keep us on track.
All right, so can we figure out where this Gale is and do some scouting and see if he's using the hedge for illicit means, and also just use the door because we need to use that door. Apparently.
Yeah. I mean, what are the chances if I show up there as a bird that is native to Taxcal, they'll understand that that's not really a bird?
Hey, let's find out. And he touches you.
Oh god. Are you just teleporting me over there?
No,
or-
no, you're getting a glimpse of fate.
Oh, okay. That's
What
better.
about-
Oh,
Zach can just fucking pop off with this shit.
I mean, Q
What about
doesn't
as
know
a
anything
bear?
about technology. I can tell you that you could do some machine learning on that.
Frosty sees multiple futures where he tries to like get close to the door with like as a bird. It appears like past a certain point, there are actually like every time he gets past a certain point, it seems like he gets shot.
Oh,
Jesus.
Like if he violates the airspace, there's either some kind of automated defense, and one point where there's a future in which he isn't hit by the automated defense, you actually do see a cyborg on the roof with a gun. Just he's the one that shoots you.
Could try
okay.
to interrogate somebody.
I have to learn who that cyborg is, and then he'll catch a cold and knock him into work, and we can do it.
How do they feel about bears?
Yeah, I'm sure just sneaking in as a big bear is gonna be way easier. I mean,
Yep.
okay, if you have an automated defense system meant for drones and a fucking bear starts like just walking through sort of slow, I don't think they're gonna immediately think, "Let's shoot that bear." Hey, are bears endangered in 2100?
Also, I don't think bears live in this part of the world, but you know,
And not the grizzly bear that you turn into.
nope.
Why the fuck is there a grizzly bear trying to get through the fence?
What? And then you just
Okay.
yell, "Climate change, rawr, bear."
No, there's Sir Barrington. Okay, read the Sir Barrington in the.
I
know
the
group
Sir Barrington.
chat. I'm just gonna get a bit like maxed out disguise self because apparently we're gonna be playing D&D, and I'll be a,
Okay, you just need to max out subtlety.
there
You
we
can
go.
do anything
As a bear, sure.
as a bear, yeah, or subterfuge. Subterfuge? Yeah. Subterfuge.
How high can I go?
Okay. So, our best option is probably to sneak in, but we might want to teleport past some of the immediate defenses.
Oh, absolutely.
We can.
I just needed line
Yeah.
of sight. Or
Yeah,
a camera.
okay, so you can do that same line of sight shit.
Yep. It's
That,
as long as I can see it, I can do it.
but can you teleport Curly to a location Curly can see without being anywhere near?
As
Either?
long as I can see it.
So
Mhm,
I probably
mhm.
should be in the actual stealth part of the mission. I should be.
Yes.
Because I have 0 in stealth.
You're not sneaking.
But
when you're
here's
in
the
there.
dumb thing.
I'm
Here's
the
the dumb thing that I love. Curly's abilities allow her to just
Oh,
use
God
her
damn it.
stealth roll for everyone
That's right.
because fuck you, Honor. She's just the big mama bird taking care of all of her clumsy little unstealthy children.
What, do you shove feathers under our feet when we're walking?
That is correct. No. She just covers you all in her big wing and no one sees you.
Okay, so can I, if we could do that, can I stealth as a bear with you?
Under these rules, yes.
Okay, we're gonna put a ninja mask on me while we're doing this then.
I mean, we're trying to teleport in first, I guess, and then we're just gonna pop through the
Yes.
door. I don't want to
Okay.
fight the military. That would be a bad precedent.
So what we need to do... Okay, Curly can fly. She can transform into a regular-sized bird
Right?
and keep your jacket.
Yes.
This allows her to get as far in as a bird can. You can keep teleporting her within eye shot of her, so she can sort of blink around the level. We believe, right?
I need
With
to
how we've
see
been using
you
Okay.
and the
It sort of
Show me
depends
the
on how.
okay. This is how it could work. Show me the location,
Mhm.
and then come back, and I can
And then
teleport us
come
there.
Okay, then we get one blink total.
Yeah,
right?
That would be much
That'll be
easier
plenty.
because I do have a limit on mana.
But then Curly needs to turn back human, let at least Q out so Q can turn the door into a portal.
Yeah.
And then we can go through the door.
And hope he's not in there when you do this, or anyone else.
Hi, General. What room?
Oh, I'd
Hey, Jen.
cast mind, incognito on us, so anyone trying to look at us would hopefully not notice us. But that is a contested
Okay.
roll, so
That is a contested roll.
Even for sleepers?
not for sleepers, but we're not dealing with sleepers. We're dealing with the red
Yes,
day.
okay. Just check. So for the higher ups, the enhanced.
Right. At least I think it's a contested roll. I can double check that, but.
Please do.
But anyways, he would have to perceive us in stealth as long as we can actually do something justifiably
Yeah.
stealthy.
And you're
not
still
just be
doing.
like,
You're still being stealthy anyway.
yeah, we're not just being like walking down the hallway, but we're stealth, we're crouching. Come on,
I have
Ian.
the ability to enter secure places just by like flashing a toy badge.
Oh yeah.
I forgot.
Yeah, I don't know if they have power to stop me on this, but like if I flash like a convenience store like cops and robbers badge, that'll look like the security badge required.
That's useful.
All right. And then we just wait at the secretary, this guy's office. We're like, hey, we have a meeting. And then we go into his office. And then we tie him up and use his door as a portal.
And I'm really not sure if they have some technology that's going to catch me doing this. If they catch me doing this, I'm pretty fucked.
I think we have the no camera thing on from Leone.
Well, that might be more disturbing if they're like...
They might catch us on that right away.
Where
Also,
like
I'd
a
like to imagine
security
they-
guard is like, wait a moment, they're like these people at the door aren't showing up on the camera.
I also like to imagine with that ability, anytime we like take a selfie or something, it's just blank. And we're like, oh shit. Fucking Leona, you need to turn it off again.
I can make the incognito only beings with active mage sight or a supernatural ability that allows a clash of wills may concentrate on the subject.
Okay.
So that's pretty strong. So you would attempt to walk by everyone until someone said, "Who are you?" and then you'd flash a toy badge.
And then at that point, if I succeed at my test, then I get the status merit equal to present, which is 3 for me, for the organization. So essentially, I'd become like an officer.
Oh wow! And all we're doing is getting to this guy's office. It's not like it's a high security office. I hope not.
Probably is.
It's
He is
just-
general.
Yeah, but I mean, it's just paperwork, right? It's not like it's a lab.
Okay.
I'm expecting
have a
bad
point.
things.
Sure. Sure.
I can get influence 5 with this organization and be like their biggest, like a Make-A-Wish kid who gets to go see the. Q is the Make-A-Wish kid who gets to go see the general of the big Texcal base.
My God. I could look pathetic and sad and dying. No,
Oh
I'm
my
sorry.
god.
And then we'll do something with that.
All right. Zach turns to their captive audience. What do you think about that?
So now that you see the kind of great ideas we're bringing to the table, you sure you don't want to invite us in, you know? Get us some coffee, get on our good side. We're great at this.
She says if you want coffee, Tack can make some. I put an inbuilt coffee machine.
You are a genius.
I am. She pointed. I am a certifiable genius. I invented AI.
Mm-hmm.
She points. She shows her bank children.
Okay, wait. So that's not wizardry or some mage crap. That's actual AI you just made.
Well, it's a mixture of the two.
Oh, okay. Yep.
I gave them true names. It's all powerful now.
Mm-hmm.
They have souls.
No.
It also solves the problem if, do AI have souls? Yes, I made them.
I wonder if Leonie's dogs have souls.
Zach just kind of coughs.
Yeah, we have our little mechs too. I don't know if you saw footage from Arctic, but we have little rascals. We love them.
You know what? It was remarkable. The cameras down in the sewers didn't quite pick up any of the vampires or you, but it did pick up the dogs and a lot of white phosphorus.
You had cameras in the sewers.
I didn't
You
have
saw
them.
that
The city does.
Oh shit! Wait,
I-
how?
I don't know about it then.
So the city saw that fight, but
The city
you-
saw
Uh,
some weird shit happening, but didn't see us.
yeah,
You
it saw some dogs and some horrible, weird crap going on, and the best boys.
They can blame it on some drug addicts or something.
Yeah, some drug addicts.
There's a reason why the Valkyrie protocol is active in the city.
Yeah.
They're trying to stop. Oh, they did get involved in the vampire gang war. It just was a bit too late. You guys were quite efficient. And I really do have to ask you. Did you really want to work with the Akkad?
Not as such.
Because you did a lot of things that helped the Akkad.
Well, we had other plans, and then 6 months happened by.
Yeah, we were trying to, I don't know, find the good ending.
She shrugs and she goes, of all of my enemies, I do not believe the Akkad are working for this god. But the talk around the city seems to be of Marcus and the spear. And I really hope that Marcus is not going after the spear. And the
That's what I
sword.
heard, but I think he's also going after the Golden City, the you know the one.
El Dorado?
Ah,
Yes.
yeah. He's going for
Which
that.
might be in the hedge or the spirit world or the world of the dead or literally here, and we just haven't
I
found
think,
it.
I think we should go to the office. Let's go to the office. Let's go to the general souffle. Let's go.
Why don't
Yeah,
we meet
we're
up
gonna-
with Leonie and
She gives so just before you leave, she takes a cell phone and she walks over to it's probably say Q. Puts the cell phone in hand, goes, it's turned off. Turn it on when you want to speak with me. I'll be able to find out where you are when you text. If it's off, I don't know. This is your line of communication with us.
Ooh.
She walks back.
Should not be in my hands.
Well, then give it to... she shrugs. Give it to whoever, then. I'm here trying to solve the problem of making mechs that rely on physics in a psychoactive realm. I'm going to have to think a bit more on this. She starts going towards the hatch.
Anyone who's more reasonable and responsible.
Zach reaches out for it.
Thank you.
We'll talk shop. I might be able to help with the mechs. And Leonie also could help with your mechs.
Oh, I'll provide advice I can.
She nods and she says, I would love to see what you could do. I know our magics do different things. But she says, I'm also a little bit wary of letting anyone else but me work on my children.
That's fair.
Of course.
I'm also a little bit worried that any changes made would somehow vanish when we encountered Abyss. Here. She takes out what appears to be she takes out a sturdy box, roughly the size of her palm, and she gives it a toss to Zach. I assume Zach catches.
He has athletics, he's fine.
Yeah. You grab it, and she says, that has some footage from the last 6 months of a few mages being attacked by abyss monsters.
Oh. Is it a snuff film?
Not sexually, no.
But they do die. That's unfortunate.
Some do. Some escape. But I thought that your organization might not have as good a infiltration of the government's surveillance as I do.
Fair enough.
Consider it a goodwill gift.
Thank you.
She reaches her personal hatch and she goes, please let me know if you find any leads, or if I can help me find some leads. She says, I am going to try to solve hedges and mechs. She opens the small hatch. It starts going down.
I'm tempted to tell her to look at a fetch, but that's a horrible idea, I think.
I mean, you could always tell her.
Fetch magic is bad magic. Let's just leave that voodoo alone.
Yes.
Are we going to try to break into a general's office just to use the door?
I mean, that seems.
Or are you now? Here's. This is a decent cutoff point if you want to do your preparation stuff, because if you're going to go back into the hedge, you don't know how long you're going to. I don't know if you're trying to do this just to get like a direction point to where you need to go, or if you're actually going to try to get the spear. Because if you're going to try to get the spear on the first go, you probably need a little bit more prep.
That's true, but actually maybe we should investigate this general, because frankly, it's too much of a coincidence that the door to the general's office leads to the closest point in the hedge that we can get to.
That's true.
That had the spear. I mean, he is up to something, probably something bad. It might be good to know what he's up to. We could just investigate the military.
If we just like capture him, I can find out all his secrets.
And what are the chances he never remembers and no one asks? It's
I
kinda
can
high profile.
I can probably get around that.
You can wipe some memory.
Can't wipe it all.
Actually, high profile and memory erasing magic is not unknown, right? Couldn't
You
be.
can wipe a short period. and send him into next Tuesday.
And if he's evil, I mean, if he's straight up evil, then we should probably kill him anyway.
Yeah.
Harsh.
Hey, evil people are harsh.
So I'm just imagining like he's just like having dinner with his family at a restaurant. You're just like, you guys just walk up. You what? Mind zonk, steal. Don't worry, kids. White memory. You were never at this restaurant.
Okay,
The
I
only
have an
thing.
important question.
Yep.
If the door changes location, does it matter? If it's still in the door frame.
Question. I've never tried to rip a door and move it away.
No, I mean,
You want me to teleport the door?
you wouldn't have to do any ripping. I think. Can you? Actually, hey Zach. Hey Zach, I have this idea.
You want me
You
to
move
tell-
a door frame.
I could.
Could you swap 2 doors?
I don't know if this will work. But
Because
yes.
if we make a replica of that door, no one would even know. Except unless the hedge matters, and then they'd know. But
That's up to
I
Q.
do like an occult plus intelligence to take this guess.
Yep.
We could test
Because we
it?
would just fuck up this door totally, which is fine.
Could we test it with a different door?
I mean, different doors might behave differently too. That's the thing.
No, but
The
we
hedge
tested.
is-
We go through a door, we leave, and then we move that door to a different door, and then we go through the same door again. Like
Here's the thing about the hedge.
scientists.
Is that the hedge doesn't like to be fucked with. So if you try to game the system, the hedge will go, you're trying to game me, and I'm gonna make things much worse for you.
Okay, so don't do that then.
It's work, but at the same time, it might be viewed as cheating, and then that doesn't do well with the hedge.
I think it's following the letter of the rules, if not the
Spirit.
spirit.
Spirit's
Yeah.
also very
I
important.
don't want to say spirit because everything's a spirit lately. Hedge spirits, death spirits,
Gosha.
spirits.
I got 2 successes,
And-
by the way.
An OSHA spirit. You're pretty sure that the creating a physical replica of the door would not create the same emotional or magical resonances that the door had. It's possible if you had a.
No. The idea is
Mhm.
you create a replica of the door, and then you swap the 2 doors so they don't know that one is different.
Oh,
Door frame.
Yeah, we're just
So
stealing
they
the
have
door.
Their door.
The perfect heist.
Mhm.
just
Now, if the door has a lock in it, this becomes harder.
You son of a bitch, I'm in.
Oh no! Let me get this straight. You broke into a high security military base and stole the door off of the criminal office.
Okay, we need to gather the crew. I'm so down for a heist.
for a door heist. So you're pretty sure that if it's the same door, actually, you're pretty sure with 2 successes, you'd also have to take the door frame.
That's fine.
Because the door frame and the door are what have the emotional, magical resonances that would be connecting it to the hedge. It'd probably also work best if the replica door was as close to the actual door's physical location as possible.
We're not using the
Ah,
replica
okay.
door as a door, though. Like, that's just to fool the
But if we-
military.
So we don't want to move the real door too much, or else it might break the bond.
Oh, or it's
what you
more
think?
like if you use the real door. But let's say the military base is on one side of town, and the clock tower's on the other. If you use the door in the clock tower, it might lead to a closer place in the hedge, as if you just used the general's
I
door.
see.
The closer you are to where it should be, the closer the door in the hedge would be to where.
If we can
It
get
was
to the
connected
door,
to.
we can just use that door. I
Yeah,
think.
I think so.
I think that's easier.
But we still need to
Because
know
if you
the
teleport
general.
the door with its, if you
It is
swap
weak.
the door, I don't think there's any I don't know, what would you call that, an animation? I think it would just
It'd be done.
swap
instant.
seamlessly.
Yeah, as long as it fits.
And that means there's no chance for detection, that part.
Right, but if it no longer brings us to where we want to go, who cares?
Yeah.
I think we need to find out if the general is actually working with the spear or not.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, no, Zach wouldn't want to speak with him other than to just steal all his knowledge. It's not like the mage community would want the military to know anything about them.
Yeah, the mage community would probably want to keep on the fucking down low, but you're also pretty sure that these are generally called hunter organizations, mortal organizations that try to fend off the supernatural. Hunter organizations have in the past found mages, and some have even taken out mages.
Mm-hmm.
Especially in more modern times where a bullet will hit before the sound, like for like a sniper rifle shot from a kilometer away, the bullet would hit long before the mage would know what the fuck was happening. Not to say that assassination attempts on mages are generally successful, but
if you don't kill the mage in one turn, you have a problem.
Yes, exactly. it's like, oh no, the bullet didn't kill the elephant. I guess it's charging at us now.
Also, I imagine it's kind of unnerving. You kill them, they never used any magic, and you're like, what if that was just some dude?
What
Feels bad.
am I the bad guy here?
Like, I wish they would throw a fireball at me and miss, so that at least I know.
So, what I am suggesting is that maybe we end the session before you get to the door.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So that you guys can
full party.
Bring Leonie along.
Yeah.
See if we come up with better plans in the meantime.
Mm-hmm. So your current plan is to get to General Forenza's door for Seca. Yep. Fonseca. That's why I put that in the chat. General Gale Fonseca. To get to his door and try not to get blasted away by automated security or that cyborg. And go from there.
Okay.
You might have the best chance of getting to the door because changelings are slippery bastards.
Mm-hmm.
It's still, like, in a best case scenario, the guy's actually on our side and we can make a deal with him. But that's in the best case scenario.
That's unlikely, I think.
It's just like a group of random people like, hey, we need to use your door to go to a magical realm. He's like, who the fuck are you? And why are you anywhere near this highly restricted military base?
Hey, I'm from a Netflix series. You might know me.
Holy shit, it's that guy from the Netflix series.
Okay, here's what we do. We convince him that he's dying and he's the Make-A-Wish kid who gets to meet Zach Morgan.
Oh my god.
Oh my god, I love it.
Did Zach Morgan ever do Make-A-Wish?
Probably not. Actually.
Okay, so we go back in time and set a precedent for Zach Morgan doing Make-A-Wish.
That is the pettiest use of time magic.
That whole 6 months he was away, though, his cover story is he was helping Make-A-Wish children.
There you go.
There you go.
This kid really wants to see this military facility.
And it's just Q, who's evidently not a kid. He just has a piece of paper that says, I'm a kid.
Oh. He has
No,
like a
it's
grade 2 report card.
No, it's Gord, the big bearded man.
I'm 14. Puberty hit me hard.
That's what he's dying of, you see.
Yeah.
I feel
He's
like
a
breaking
Benjamin
his house
Button
might be less security than his office.
Pardon?
If we break into his house and leave a portal in his briefcase or something.
Oh shit!
Why?
So that we can break into his office easier later.
Yes, but how
Walks
will
into
we ever know if
this-
when he's in his office?
This is a
We'll
bad
just keep
plan.
opening the portal. Be like, hello.
This is a bad plan.
Hello? Is it me you're looking for?
Also, we can read all his secret notes.
We could also get him in his house and interrogate him.
That'd be easier.
Do we have anything like disguise, like way to disguise ourselves as him, like magic like that?
I don't.
Mind magic would work. Life
So,
magic would be
like-
what you're really looking for, but we ain't got that.
Well, do we
The
got?
changeling can't change into him.
Wait, what about Victor? Isn't Victor life magic?
Victor is in
Victor-
jail.
Victor's currently in magical jail.
So we break him out. That's the hide.
Victor was. I'm so sorry you had to learn it this way,
No, no,
Gordon.
good
But
job,
Victor
man.
was convicted of war crimes. Okay, he's gone.
I just love
No,
the
I was
idea
there.
that you're like, okay, to break into this general's thing, we're first going to have to break into a much more dangerous magical jail. This is, just love the idea that you're just like, I'm putting this arc on hold until we handle the Victor arc.
We
I mean,
also have
they
a
could-
big piece we're missing here. How do we get the spear? We can't even grab it.
Yeah. So
I think we're taking a bunch of campaigns into the hedge, not just one. Like, we'll see how far we get what we see and go from there.
Maybe it's moved on from the hedge. You're just trying to find out where it is in this first one.
Leonie and I are
Exactly.
also working on a way to deal with the abyss part.
So
Do we
next
just, like,
session will probably
sneak in
be you doing that.
Yeah.
I'll do my spirit thing. My calling some spirits. Probably not cold iron spirits
Come
though.
on, Cold Iron.
Come on.
Don't be a coward. We're fighting a hedge.
Don't be a coward. Go straight for the hedge-based war crime.
Oh, actually, wait. I gotta find the spirit of a hedge trimmer.
God damn it.
Yes. No, I like it. Or no, we put the cold iron in a hedge trimmer.
Cold iron hedge trimmer.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's symbolic, god damn it.
Okay.
Do we want to just sneak in then? Guilty.
To the-
Presume march on in and sneak into his door and then like end the session there, or what do you think?
No,
I
we
would
gotta do
actually,
stuff
I
before
actually
we-
kind of want you guys to tell me what preparations you do before you go into the hedge.
The mages need to do some mage abyss stuff before we go.
Mhm.
I don't
So-
Chloe wants to do her great idea that she has, which is first she needs a computers and science skill boost from Zach.
Yep.
Okay,
What do you need?
Oh, you
you
gotta
need
roll
8?
for it.
Take 8.
take 8. Yeah, I'll take 8.
Wait, you could use one. Well, yeah, fuck it. I'll do. Wait. Do I have a slot? I have a slot. Yeah, take 8. It's fine.
Okay. Do you need to roll anything for that?
It doesn't really matter, but I can. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, roll. Okay.
Oh, look, you did it.
Wow. Okay, Curly's like, I do believe it worked.
Indubitably.
I find myself far more curious and willing to ponder the mysteries of the universe.
Oh, actually, I should have rolled 11, but it's fine.
Should we head back to the aviary?
I
Yeah.
assume
Yeah,
that at
we'll
this
take
point
the
you
tacky.
guys have
And
done that.
Get home. I mean, Zach has to. Curly's already just in the aviary.
as is Gord and Q if he wants to.
Yeah.
Because like
Wait,
Sindri already
alive.
left, the mechs went down, like, and Tack was taking.
We're
you
just
back.
chilling in a forest.
Hey, wait, Tack was gonna take us back.
Yeah.
No, Tack
No.
takes you back,
Oh,
but
sweet,
but the big ass mechs go down.
That's fair.
Okay. So when we're
Sorry,
back,
Tack.
I'm gonna suggest we kidnap Tack.
No.
No.
That's a bad faith.
No, that's great.
Bad diplomacy.
Listen, we love Tack. We wouldn't want to.
Yes,
I know we want to
exactly.
keep him, but you got to set him free.
Wouldn't be tactful of us. Oh, oh, oh.
No.
Okay.
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 So, we might. This requires some combat to, pacify the spirits. But for now, Curly is in the shadow of the basement,
Which
setting
are-
up servers and laptops and computer stuff. And she's getting ready to do.
You see a
the
lot
impossible.
of tarps that you didn't notice before.
Okay,
And every time you try to
interesting.
get near them, Leone shoos you away.
She's too busy doing her own dark science to worry about your dark science. And she gets ready, and then she presses enter on a keyboard very dramatically, and she says, "I'm downloading a fucking spirit."
Yeah.
God damn it, that's the stupidest thing.
And that's right, a spirit of fucking shows up.
A fucking
No. We need to figure out what kind of spirits everyone wants, which would take a while.
We'll do that in
For
meta.
how many
or
spirits we should
off,
probably
off stream.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm not sure.
Absolutely.
I don't think I need a sun spirit anymore since we're not fighting vampires.
I mean, we still could be.
I mean, we can keep it around, but we can throw something else in there. Also, we haven't been using the fetishes quite right, but it's kind of meh as to the rules on them. Like, basically, you can add equipment bonuses, influences, which is like how Gourd Firebends, or their wear creature specific things, like changing and adding dice to facets.
Oh,
Or,
well, can you
magic.
give us a list of what we have to choose from if we're not a were creature?
I can.
Awesome.
Please slap that up on the floor.
Okay, let me just snip. This is directly from the text, and there are gaps in it, which I suppose you can ask Ian for clarification on if you're allowed to fill them in, or what qualifies as what. Okay.
I know a place we could maybe go buy some spirits.
That seems sketchy.
Extremely
Yeah,
sketchy.
we're getting our-
Extraordinarily sketchy.
You know,
Yeah, I
an
know where to buy
FBI
some
agent,
spirits.
right?
Amazon.
So where are you
Still
post?
working on it. One second.
I know where we can potentially buy hedge ghosts and other spirits.
Would we want a hedge
it a
ghost
goblin
in
market?
a gun?
Goblin Market would have everything and anything we need.
Oh, that's so tiny.
Yeah, sorry.
That's fine. I can zoom in.
So, yeah.
So you can make a fetish weapon that damages both willpower and mana. Gets rote qualities on particular dice pools.
Mm-hmm. So that would be like a rank 5 spirit. That's
Yeah.
probably about the extent of what we could do. But for like a rank 1 spirit, minor dice bonus under certain conditions, which acts basically like a specialty.
Breaks
or
rules. Use defense against mental attacks. Interesting.
yeah, that was the example they had.
I would use the Bane. That
But again,
sounds
that's
great.
a rank 5 spirit. That's going to be an undertaking. We can call it over, but
Oh,
it
you
can
know what?
manifest
Now that-
and wreak havoc. And
Now that we have, first off, we have a neighborhood-sized arena.
that's true.
But with the prime magic, we would be protected from quite a lot of bad stuff.
Also very true. So if we want to bring out a rank 5 spirit and a couple of henchmen for it, because I think Curly's plan is to summon them and say, hey, let's fight in a minute. I'm going to summon some more ghosts. And if you win, you have all this essence. And if we win, you become fetishes. Deal? And they'll be like, huh, you have lots of honor. Yes, that's a deal.
Interesting. All right.
That's my plan.
I like the. What does Bane mean?
So that is like those obsidian manacles versus the sun spirit.
Where it's like, holy
Oh.
shit, you brought that, it's kind of like showing up to a coffee with someone and just putting a loaded shotgun pointed at.
So wait, if
on
we
the table.
get one of those, if we get one level 5 spirit and put it onto a gun, everything after that becomes super easy.
I think it's a specific creature
Oh,
that suffers no
okay.
bane.
I
It's
see.
not
Yeah.
It's not a general bane.
But if you want, I don't know if it would be abyss creatures or it would be like that god thing we're fighting. What exactly? But-
Abyss, fighting Abyss with a pistol would be sick.
Kapoo! Kapoo!
I don't know how the ruling would work there, but hey, that would be my goal as a player.
Yeah.
We can
And
discuss-
like the influence thing, you can see that if you wanted to fill out the full pattern, it would be 2 influence for something broad at level 2, or 3 for something niche at level 2, or like
You can't get to influence 6. Just to
yes,
let you know,
probably not
there's
that,
no
but
such.
influence 5 for something broad, influence 4, like stuff like that should be there probably, but it's not included as an example. And I've only put stuff that was in the stuff.
in the book, yeah.
So, and like the either potent or broad bonus to damage would be like, I want to do +5 damage to shit that's on fire versus I want to do +1 damage.
Right.
So anyways, that's the general rules.
Cool.
And probably make whatever you're grabbing thematic. Like, think of what kind of spirit would give you this sort of effect. And then we'll summon them all and tell Ian, like, hey, this is our shopping list. We're making an encounter for you this time. Just give us stat blocks for a spirit of stealth at rank 3.
And give me also, don't tell Q this, but give me a stat block for a rank 5 cold iron spirit.
I mean, in case we change our minds, probably think of one, but not just right now, maybe.
And maybe let's have Q go get a pizza while we deal with that one.
Well, I mean, not just because we don't want you included in the decision, but also because it
danger.
would fucking kill you.
Yeah, that would be terrible.
Yeah, what can you'd be there with your like pistol you don't know how to use? Like, okay, oh no, run away.
You can't even pick
Everything
that
does.
up.
And just the mental image of like, okay, Q, well, if the hedge ever becomes too much, we've crafted a bomb, and you just have a bomb. And a cold iron spear is like infused with some kind of gigantic explosion bomb, and you're like, we're gonna nuke the shit out of this place.
Yes, but don't let it explode on this side of the hedge, because it would probably kill every changeling in the city. Just be afraid.
The
It's
faction
okay.
of changelings called bridge burners who would love this thing.
Yep. Yeah, where they're just like, scorch it all.
Scorch the hedge or scorch each other?
Hedge. They want to destroy the hedge so that they can never reach us again.
Okay. I get that. Kinda.
A bad principle.
Probably
Alright.
bad in execution.
Okay,
Bad
well, this was a bit more of a talky session.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah,
I'm
I'm
going
okay with
to
that.
say it's good as long as you guys like the mechs. I tried to make it an interesting like other group. Everyone gets one experience.
We should talk with people more often. It's free XP. There was no
It's
risk
free
to
real
us.
estate.
We only got 1 XP, didn't we?
One.
Yeah.
Yeah, 1. Yeah.
That's a merit dot.
So we're now at 36 experience given total.
36. Time only at 31.
We're
What?
31.
Where- You're at 31?
Starting was
oh, I'm
20.
counting the 5 we started with.
20 was what we started with. And
And we had
have
some extra.
total
didn't we?
is 51 ever. Including starting XP.
We had like extra XP for social merits,
Yep.
right?
So 15 start, 5 extra
I
for
just
social.
threw those into the social merits for free. Not,
'Cause I'm
didn't
at
count those as-
41 all told,
You're at 41?
including the social stuff.
I'm at 51. Alright, bye stream.
Bye,